All right, my friends, today we're going to talk about creating this, a frame, turning this yellow border into a frame for our finished cut leaves. But before we do that, what I thought I would like you to do is pull out your sketchbooks and turn to a blank page. And what I want you to do first is I want us to brainstorm some of the different types of lines that we know. And we've been talking a little bit about that already when we made our art zines at the beginning of the school year, but I want to just review that again. So first of all, we have our straight lines. And our straight lines can be vertical, they can be horizontal, and they can be diagonal. But these lines can also be thicker or thinner. So it just depends on the writing instrument that we use, or we can kind of double up the line and make it a little bit thicker like that. All right. Then we also have our wavy lines. And we can also vary the wavy lines depending on the space that we put in between those waves, right? We have dashed lines, and again, those can be thick or thin. We have our castle, which is like that. That's a little bit of a trickier line. We have our loop-de-loop. And we also have our zigzag, which is Ziggy's favorite line. So maybe in your sketchbook, what I want you to do is practice drawing some of these lines, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our artwork and then talk about a plan. All right, so now I've grabbed my artwork and I have my brainstorm of lines. So what I might want to do is figure out, well, what type of lines would I like to use to design a frame for my artwork? And some of the basic lines that we can use are just straight lines. So for example, maybe I just want to put a diagonal line from each corner to corner, and then that makes this yellow rectangle, it makes it starts to look like a frame. And then I can think about, well, what other types of lines can I add? And you don't have to get too fancy, but one of the lines you could add is just a horizontal line. And you can practice drawing it so that it is the same space from the edge of the black piece of paper. And then I'm just going to turn my paper, and then I'm going to, and if you notice, I'm drawing it nice and slowly. There I go. And one more. Right? Then you might say, well, that looks great, I'm done. Or you might say, well, I want to jazz it up a little bit more. How could I do that? Well, in this little space that I've provided, maybe I want to draw zigzags. Okay? And then I would do that all the way around. So then again, I would just do zigzags. And you're starting to get the hang of it. I'll do one more, and then I'm going to let you guys come up with your own designs. But again, maybe I want to draw another line that is parallel with my other line, trying to keep the lines spaced evenly apart. So that could be an option. Maybe I want to add some lines there and turn this into a square. And then maybe I want to put some dashed lines there. And maybe I want to finish with some wavy lines. Once you have all of your lines drawn, then I would encourage you to take a black Sharpie marker or another permanent marker, and then you're just going to carefully trace over your pencil lines. And when you do this, you want to do it nice and slowly. You want to give it your best effort so that this frame complements your artwork and really makes it stand out. All right, so I hope you have fun with this, creating a really fun decoration for your frame. Remember, you don't have to make it too fancy because you don't want to take away from the beautifulness of your colorful leaf pile. If you have any questions, feel free to pop in during our Google Meet, and I'll be happy to answer them. Have fun!